Hey guys, welcome back to another video. I'm Sarah from Who I Am Among the Pages, and if you're new here, thanks for stopping by, and if you're not, thanks for sticking around. So today it is November 29th, but I am filming this a little bit early, and a couple more videos will probably be filmed today because it is the last day of my Thanksgiving break from university, and I would like to get some stuff pre-filmed because I'm constantly getting notifications from our learning program, I guess is the best way to put it, about new assignments being made and other things, and I am anticipating a rough 2 to 3 weeks before the end of the semester. So I want to try to get some stuff done. So today I am doing my December 2020 TBR. Now I have recently gotten a lot faster with reading. I've been reading a ton recently, and I've learned that I can pretty easily get through 100 to 150 pages a day. So because of that, I picked books that I think I will be able to, like, I planned it like 100 page, like if it was 400 pages, it would take 4 days to read. Planning it by that, I picked out quite an ambitious TBR for me, but I am thinking if I can keep up with that momentum, I will be able to do it. And I didn't plan to the end of the month. I think I planned to the 24th. So that gives me a few days of leeway, but I am really trying to do this. I have, fallen, like, I feel like every time I find a good book, I fall more in love with reading, and I really do want to be ambitious this month. So to start out my TBR, I am actually getting a little bit of a head start with December, about 2 days early, because my first book on my December TBR is I Took the Dust Jacket Off, but A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas. I am currently 42 pages into it, and I read this before. I read it, I think, when I was a sophomore in high school. I'm a junior in college now, so it's been a while. And I absolutely love Sarah J. Maas, and I loved A Court of Thorns and Roses more really than Throne of Glass, even though I read Throne of Glass first, and that's really the series that got me heavily into YA and just into reading in general. But I really love this. It is a Beauty and the Beast retelling. It starts out that way anyway. In case you don't know, the basic synopsis is that we see a human girl living with her 2 older sisters and her father. They have fallen on hard times, and she is responsible for taking care of the family. So she's out one night and does what she has to do to take care of her family by killing animals, and it turns out that the animal was not what it seemed. So to repay her debt to the evil fairies across the wall in Prithian, she is required to go and either live with them or be killed. So we see her traveling to the fairy world and her adventures after that. It is very romantic. It is very adventurous. There's tons of really well-developed characters. It's pretty angsty, so if you are a reader that's beyond that, or it's just not for you in general, then I wouldn't recommend this. I remember really liking it, and so far I'm filming a reading vlog of it, and I have a couple issues with it that I don't remember having at the time, probably because I was an angsty 16-year-old, but you grow up. And so far I've only really found one issue with it, and I won't discuss that now. It'll be in the reading vlog, and hopefully that'll be out middle of next week. I can't promise. Like, I am aiming to do a video every day from here, at least until Christmas, if not the end of the year period. But yeah, college. So my next book, and these are in no particular order other than, obviously I'm reading that right now, so it's the first book, will be A Court of Mist and Fury, also by Sarah J. Maas. This is the sequel to A Court of Thorns and Roses, and I'm not going to give much of a synopsis of this one because there are a ton of spoilers for that. But just know that it follows up A Court of Thorns and Roses. And I remember liking this one even more than A Court of Thorns and Roses. I don't really remember why. I just remember really liking it a whole lot more. This one is quite a chunk. It is about 600 pages. So this will probably take me about a week to read. But nonetheless, I am trying to go through and reread Sarah J. Maas. I was going to start Throne of Glass, but I was like, that's a lot right now. It's such a long series. But The Court of Thorns and Roses is 3 main books, And then A Court of Frost and Starlight is the little tiny skinny one I'm pointing to. I know I started that and DNF'd it, so I'm going to try reading that one again eventually. But this month I'm just focused on getting through the first 2 books because there is another book coming out that follows, I believe, one of her Feyre's sisters. So I don't know how I feel about that. So next, because it is the holiday season, I recently got this and it will be in a book haul coming up. So I hope I'm not spoiling too much, but My True Love Gave to Me 12 Holiday Stories by various YA authors. So on the cover, the book contains stories by Holly Black, Allie Carter, Matt De La Pena, I'm sorry, I really don't know how to say that, Gail Foreman, Jenny Han, David Leviathan? Oh god, I don't know how to say that either. Kelly Link, Myra McIntyre, Stephanie Perkins, Rainbow Rowell, Laini Taylor, and Kirsten White. So I haven't read books by all of these authors, but I have read books by a good many of them. And I was just really in the mood for a holiday book, and it was on sale. It was super cheap. I have read stories by Holly Black, Gail Foreman, Jenny Han, Rainbow Rowell. I have one by Laini Taylor, and I know what Kirsten White writes, and I'm very interested. So I haven't read the synopses of most of these stories because holiday stories tend to follow a general couple tropes, and I don't want to be spoiled on them. Like, you know, I know once I get into them that I'm probably going to know kind of how they're going to work out, but I still want to wait for that, if that makes sense. So my next book, and again, these are in no particular order. It doesn't mean I'm going to read these in this order. But that is Dumpling by Julie Murphy. Yeah, I have the movie cover of this. It was actually cheaper than the normal cover, so I went with it. I actually saw the movie. I know it's a crime, but I saw the movie of this back, not this past summer, but the summer before that. It was like right after I moved down to college, and it was a very sweet movie. I really liked it. It is about a self-proclaimed fat girl, Willadine Dixon. She's dubbed Dumpling by her former beauty queen mom. She's the classic, like, I'm not very confident in myself because of my size. And throughout the story, with her love of Dolly Parton, who I also adore, learns to be more confident and to love herself, and eventually ends up entering in a beauty pageant, taking the ultimate step towards self-confidence, or what I feel like you have to be super confident to do. So this is, of course, like YA contemporary, and I don't read a whole lot of YA contemporary. So I can't promise I'm going to like this because I have tried reading, yeah, you can see it on the shelf behind me, Morgan Matson. I can't remember her name. The Unexpected Everything. I think that's Morgan Matson. And DNF'd it like 3/4 of the way through because I thought it was so boring. Like, I read for escapism and prefer being dumped in the fantasy world, or if I am in the real world, have something very different about that real world, like a paranormal or a horror novel. So I'm not sure I'm going to like this, but I did really enjoy the movie. It was a very sweet movie, very inspirational, so I'm hoping to like this. I really want to try to give it a good shot because, again, I really did love the movie. And the movie is available on Netflix. At least it was in summer of 2019, and I hope it still is because it is a very sweet movie, and you should go watch it after you read the book, of course. So the next one is also by the same author that wrote Girl in Blue, Anne Rinaldi, and that is The Secret of Sarah Revere. I also read this as a kid, and I think I was around the same age that I read Girl in Blue. So around 4th grade, so 9, 10, I think, right? But I remember loving this, and of course this follows 13-year-old Sarah Revere, and her father's famous. Her father is Paul Revere, and if I remember right, he, in this novel anyway, I'm not really sure about the history of it, he knows who fired the first shot at Lexington and Concord, and sorry about that, I got the dreaded your storage is full and you cannot record any more video. So, had to jump through a flaming hoop to get my phone a little bit more emptied. So anyway, I was talking about The Secret of Sarah Revere, and basically her father supposedly knows who fired the first shot at Lexington and Concord, the shot heard around the world, and she is tasked with trying to take care of her family while the Revolutionary War is happening and while people are trying to find out from her father who fired that shot. So I remember it being a very exciting historical fiction, and I love historical fiction anyway. So it's always good to me. But nonetheless, I remember that being particularly good. And this is another new addition to my collection, and I am very excited for it. And it's not usually something I read, but I'm hoping I really like this one. And that is The Beautiful by Renee Audier. I think that's it. So I actually read The Wrath and the Dawn by Renee Audier several years ago now. I was in high school, and I think I read that around the time that I read A Court of Thorns and Roses, and I actually didn't like it. It just wasn't for me. I didn't like the idea. I thought it was kind of absurd that this prince is killing girls every night, because it just, I don't know, like it was so out of reach for me that I just didn't like it. But I am willing to give her work another try, because this sounds like it is going to be a very classic vampire story. So it takes place in New Orleans in 1872, and I've always wanted to see New Orleans. I'm trying to say it properly because I say it New Orleans, and I know that annoys some people. So it takes place in New Orleans, 1872, and we are following 17-year-old Celine Rousseau, I believe is how you say it. And so these girls start coming up missing and then found dead. And I believe it's going to wrap up that a vampire is responsible, a vampire or multiple vampires. So I wasn't a big Twilight person, in all honesty. I only ever read the first book, and I actually didn't mind that one. But I tried reading the second, I think that was New Moon, and only got part of the way through before I just couldn't take it anymore. But I am willing to give this one a shot, just because it feels like, to me, it's going to have more of a classic vampire feel rather than just the sparkly hot guy, and I don't really care for that. But so yeah, that is my December TBR, and I do potentially, if I'm able to stick to reading 100 to 150, maybe even 200 pages a day, I do potentially, I'm sorry if you hear any crashes because my cat is being a jerk and I don't want to go get her, because if I scare her, there's a little bird outside the window, if I scare her, things are going to end up much worse. But potentially I could read more, I could read less, but I'm really hoping to be able to get through these books. I have been talking about BookTube mail, and that is still being worked out right now because, unfortunately, things didn't go quite as planned. So I'll keep you guys up to date on that. I don't think there's ever going to be a full video on it, but hopefully when I do a book haul of the Black Friday books that I got, I will include that and basically include the short story around it. So yeah, this is my first video for Bookmas, and I believe Bookmas was created by Haley and Bookland. I think that's her channel name. If she wasn't the creator, then I'm sorry, I really don't know who it is, but I believe it's her. So I think there's different variations, but I'm going to try to post a video every day from December 1st through December 25th. It's Christmas, Bookmas. Oh, she just stepped in an empty cup. Oh god. But yeah, that's my goal, and I think it'll be achievable if I take time when I do have time in pre-film. So yeah, I'm probably going to look the same in a couple videos because I'm sorry I'm not dirtying up clothes just to stand in front of the camera. Like, I love you guys, but sorry. So I'm hoping to do some Christmas related videos, all usually revolving around books, a couple, you know, hauls and book rants and that kind of thing. So yeah. That'll be starting. This will be the first book, first video of 2020's Bookmas on my channel. This is the first time I've done Bookmas. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. I've recently gotten several new subscribers, and thank you guys so much. I'm so excited that you want to stick around with me, and I hope I don't let you down. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Hope you decide to stick around, subscribe, whatever. I don't care. I'm just happy to have a community. But yeah, see you guys in the next video. Peace.